What's going on, YouTube? JD here with the next episode of JD Plays Feed the Beast Infinity Evolve Expert Mode. And I think this is episode 5. And as of right now, we have no webcam because I'm trying a new setup in which I am streaming from a different source than I am recording to hopefully up the video output for you guys on YouTube in terms of quality. Now, last time I left off, we had done a brief look at AgriCraft, and we had talked some about thermal expansion and what we were going to be doing in the future, but we hadn't done a whole lot just yet. We had made some chisels, and since then I've gone through and I've cleaned up my farm room quite substantially. I've got some sprinklers hanging up now. They only run when it rains because I'm not using a huge water source at the moment. But we've got our tools hanging on the wall, and if you'll notice, I've got some crops planted around. And all of these crops are 10-10-10 for my wheat, my melons, my cotton, my soybean, the cinder pearls, and the snowbells. I have not done that with cactus and sugarcane just yet. That's going to be coming more down the road. What I want to focus on today is going to be, we're going to look deeper at Botania, because I got some stuff that I would like to get out of Botania, and I think we're kind of to a point where we can look at doing that. Now, normally within Botania, the way you're going to want to start off is you're either going to want to go out in the wilderness and look for some primal flowers, which I know where some are, but we're not going to use, or you're going to want to make some of these day blooms and or nightshades. Okay. Now, a day bloom takes 2 mystical yellow petals, a mystical orange petal, and a mystical light blue petal. And that's not a big deal. But don't forget that they're also going to take seeds. And I was really stupid when I was making all this wheat, and I did not save the seeds. And so I could have a whole bunch of seeds right now, but I didn't save them. But if you remember, I showed you last time that there's a way to get seeds directly from wheat. If you put wheat into your crafting table, you're going to get wheat flour. If you put wheat into your crafting table like this, you're going to get back bread. But if you put wheat in like this, you're going to get back seeds. So we can get a whole bunch of seeds from our wheat just by splitting our wheat in half like that, which will give us all the wheat seeds we need to do Botania. So that's really awesome. You'll also notice that we took out the water source, so we need to locate my bucket. So let's see if we can find my bucket right quick. So bucket, enter. Where is my bucket? I do not know where my bucket is. I have lost it. I'm betting that my bucket is in some kind of a backpack or something, like this little guy. But it's missing. Let's get all my backpacks right quick. See if we can't find a bucket. We're also going to need these flowers. And that's probably about it for right now. Now let's look for a bucket. Let's check here, here, and here. A bucket there. There's my bucket. Now, before I looked in there, I was trying to find it, just in the world. And how does that work? Well, if you're looking for an item and you have inventory kind of spread out everywhere, you can type that bucket into NEI, search box down here. You can mouse over it and you can hit your lower right control button. And it will create a graphic just like this little fog right here inside of whatever container is holding that. The great thing about that is, let's say I'm far away and I can't see that chest and there's walls and trees and stuff between me and it. So I'm all the way down here and I'm like, man, I've lost my bucket. Well, I forget what the exact range of it is, but you can be kind of far away and it will still display the graphic. I'm trying to get at the right range for you guys. You can't be an infinite distance, obviously. But so right here, we can see that graphic through the floor. It will actually clip through anything in front of you to show you, hey, it's over here, as long as you're within a certain distance of the block that it's in. So with our handy dandy bucket in hand, let's make use of it. So we've got ourselves a nice little trash can set up right here. We talked about those last time to get rid of seeds and other things that I don't need as I work on my crops. We've got a sink right here to just continually fill up our petal apothecary. That makes this whole process much quicker. Now, we want to get these day blooms going. And for a day bloom, I said 2 yellows, an orange, and was this a light blue? Yeah, a light blue. Alright, so 2 yellows, an orange, and a light blue. Alright. So I picked all those flowers while I was out in Twilight Forest. But I could have also made a bunch of, where is that stuff at on here? Floral fertilizer or whatever it's called. I'll show you momentarily what that is. So with these petals in hand, what we want to do It's going to take me a minute to remember everything about Botania, guys. I'm very bumpy with it, but I'm going to try to show you guys all the different little shortcuts. So you can either take this Petal Apothecary and you can press Q and just throw the items out there and they'll go in. And it gives you this little HUD to show you what you've thrown in so far. It also shows a little animation of petals floating around in there. There they all are. Oh, we missed. There we go. And then when you throw in the seed, it tells you right now that it's ready to make the day bloom on the HUD. It just says throw in the seed to complete, basically, right? So throw the seed in, and there we go. We got our day bloom. And I brought enough stuff to do 2 of them. Here's my bucket. There we go. You could also, there's another way to do it, but I don't remember what it is, and so I'm just going to do it this way again. There's also a way, if I remember right, to just repeat the last recipe or something to that extent. So what are day blooms? Well, day blooms are our first mana producing flower. And how they produce mana is they produce mana based on sunlight. And you do not want them right beside one another because it will not allow them to produce as effectively. So you want a 1 block gap between each day bloom that you place. And so that's awesome. We're producing mana, right? What are we doing with it? Right? We have an unknown status. And it shows by right-clicking on these with our wand, it shows us, hey, I've got this little meter that I can fill up, but I'm missing something. And that thing that it's missing is a mana spreader. So what a mana spreader does is it moves mana from one spot to another. Well, let's look at a mana spreader real quick. Mana, right here, mana spreader. Mana spreaders take a little bit of gold, some living wood, and a petal of your choice in the color. So we're going to need to go grab some gold right quick, because I don't think I have any on me. Yeah, I don't. All right, so let's go grab some gold. And while we're up there, we're going to grab some food before I start starving to death, because I'm not very intelligent and I forget to grab food all the time. So we're going to eat some toast. And we're going to grab a gold block. And let's run back down now. Pour some toast on that. Let's go ahead. What do I have the most of? I've got a lot of these lime greens. So we're just going to bust one of these out and take its petals. Set those in there. We're going to take this living wood. And obviously from last time I showed you guys how we were going to get living wood. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these to start, even though really I only need 1. I'm just going to have it on hand. Because you never know, right? So there's our mana spreader. Living wood we get by surrounding these pure daisies with wood, and living rock we get by surrounding the pure daisy with rock, right? So let's set this mana spreader down somewhere. And we're going to go ahead and set it up a little higher than the actual items we're wanting it to spread mana from. So we're going to set it up on top of these logs. So there we go. We've got this mana spreader now. That's fantastic. We're winning. So if we look now, you see that little shot firing out? That's showing you where it's going to fire the mana to. And this dot right here is showing you the range at which the amount of mana that it's transferring is going to begin to fall off. Now what we can do is we can shift right click this wand and it's going to change between function mode and bind mode. And we want it in bind mode. And if we right click this day bloom and then right click this mana spreader, you have to shift right click, I'm sorry. Shift right clicking will put this little outline around it. And we can click our mana spreader and you can see these are now connected now. There's a little green check mark on the HUD. And you also saw a brief flash. Pay attention, you'll see the flash this time. So we shift right click, and shift right click, and there went a flash. It's now connected. So these 2 day blooms, as they produce mana, are going to feed it into this mana spreader. But they only produce mana in the day, and it's already night. So that doesn't do us much good, does it? When that's the situation, the other option is, Botania would help, to make nightshade instead. And a nightshade is just like a day bloom, only it operates at night. And we use 2 blacks, a gray, and a purple for that. Now, these particular flowers are the only passively producing mana flowers in the game. And they do have a decay rate on them. So they will not produce mana infinitely because, well, frankly, people abused that. They just built massive fields of these and never attempted to progress to any of the other flowers. I mean, when you can produce mana infinitely, why would you do it any other way? What people figured out, and that's what they did. So let's go ahead and make, I usually don't do the night shades, but we're going to do it for sake of completion this time. So 2 blacks, purple, light gray. I think I screwed up. Yeah, that's not the right recipe. Hold up, hold up. What is it? Purple, black, black. Yeah, that is the right seed. I have, what am I missing? Black, purple, light gray. Was it gray or light gray? Is that where I messed up? It's gray. We need this instead. But that's okay. We'll use those other petals up in a minute. Alright. So with an empty hand, right click. Shift right click. How do you do that? I forgot how to get the petals out. Hang on. There we go. Shift right click with an empty hand and that gets your petals out. Alright, so let's put in gray instead and let me not be quite as silly about what I'm trying to show you. And there's one nightshade, and we'll go ahead and drop that one here. And we'll hook it up. Now, if the mana spreader is already in place, you don't actually have to bind it. But so another thing to keep in mind is that a mana spreader can only handle so many flowers at once. So eventually you're going to want... Oh, by the way, did you see what that said? Let's show that off right quick. It had told us how to repeat the recipe. Right click with an empty hand and you'll be allowed to repeat the same recipe. So there's that, and that. And there's our other nightshade. So now when we place this one down, pull out our wand, look at there. He's producing mana as well. So everybody's making mana. Everybody's connected to this guy, to this mana spreader. And if you notice, he's got this little green bar and it's filling up. That's because it's storing up some mana. It can actually hold a little bit of a buffer. So we want to use that mana to do some stuff. For example, one of the items that I would like to make as soon as possible is a assembly halo. That's this right here. To make this, I need to be able to get some mana steel and I need to be able to get a mana pearl. Well, how am I going to get those? Well, I'm going to throw an ender pearl into mana. But I need something to hold the mana. And what I'm going to need is a mana pool. And a mana pool is made using some living rock. The other thing that the pure daisy helps us to produce. So if we come over here and take some of this pure rock, pop it out, drop that down. We don't want to interfere with it where our daisies are, so we'll put it right here. And now we can bind this mana spreader by shift right clicking to this mana pool. And now this mana spreader is taking all the mana transferred to it from flowers and filling up this mana pool. And this is the basic process of how you're going to interact with Botania for the most part. You're going to get better and better flowers and build up higher quantities of mana to produce things with. So what we wanted to produce was some mana steel. And I don't remember if it's actually steel in this mod pack or if it's iron. I think it's iron. Either way, I've got enough of both to do, so it doesn't matter. And I've already got some ender pearls right here ready to go. So let's grab those. Let's head back down for a second. Now these guys, remember, they only work at night and during the day, respectively, right? Well, this pool is telling me I don't have anywhere near enough mana to even convert a single bar into mana steel. So let's hold off on working on that for a minute. Maybe instead what we should work on is getting more mana production. And one of the best flowers that we have that we're going to be able to do that with is going to be this E.05 early on. And E.05 is crafted slightly differently. And most of your additional flowers beyond these first two are. Most of them are going to require some of this mana powder. So this is going to take some browns, a red, and a light gray, and then some mana powder. Well, how do we get mana powder? Well, we get mana powder by using almost any powder in the game, for example, redstone, gunpowder, anything like that, and throwing it into the mana pool. And we know we've got plenty of redstone because I showed you guys just how much I had harvested previously from that large hollow hill. It got us tons of resources, right? So we're set for a bit as far as stuff like that goes. We'll have to go back soon, but we're going to make some good distance in the game before we have to. So let's come down here. Let's see. We're going to need, what did I say? We're going to need a red. We're going to need some brown. And then I already messed up a minute ago and made some light grays, right? So let's turn these into petals. And let's see if we can definitely throw in some redstone dust and get back some mana powder. But only one. But one's enough to get us started. So let's get our bucket. Fill this up with water. Let's throw that mana powder in there. Red, light gray, brown, and let's get a... And there we go. We've got an Endo Flame. Now the Endo Flame, unlike these guys, does not work off of just, some passive mechanic. It needs actual fuel to function. And what we're going to use for that fuel to begin with, at least, is charcoal. So what we can do is we can throw this out there. The charcoal will vanish. And that's because the Endo Flame just consumed it. And the Endo Flame is already bound to this mana spreader. Now right now I don't have particle effects on. Let's turn them on for a second. Video settings, particles. There we go. The Endo Flame will actually show a particle effect when it is working if you have them turned on. That's how you know that it's currently consuming fuel. And it won't pick up its next piece of fuel until the one that it's currently burning is gone. And so our mana is going to fill up considerably faster with that Endo Flame. So we're ready for another piece of the mana powder right there. And as far as I'm aware, unless something has changed, the Endo Flame does not work off of the same mechanic as Night Bloom or Nightshade and Day Bloom. And by that what I mean is they can be placed side by side without having an ill effect on their mana production. So we're going to get two of those out right quick and throw that one down there. And what we want to do eventually is we want to replace all of these passive producers with these active producers, because that's going to greatly increase how quickly we can get mana. So we can already produce another one, and I'm just going to keep producing these things for a minute. That allows me to make several more Endo Flames out. So I should be able to get enough Endo Flames out to replace all of the flowers that I have down there. And we won't need the passive mana production anymore. I probably won't replace those. I'll just let them run their life cycle and produce as much mana as they can. But the point is that we no longer are dependent upon passive power generation. We can actually bump it up significantly. Now let's do this differently this time. Let's actually, I'm gonna throw this out. There we go. Okay. With an empty hand, right click to add the last recipe. So this is, a chance for us to save some time, right? Instead of throwing everything in there again. No, that's not what I wanted. Here, let's do it this way. I never have enough space, guys. Y'all should know this about me by now. Okay, there we go. So if I get an empty hand, I can just right click. Well, I could have. There we go. Bucket back. Bam. Much faster, right? Much faster way to produce flowers. Alright, so with all that done, we've now got 4 more Endo Flames to put out. And we'll just put them like this for now. Whoops, don't want that there. Now you can break these and pick them up as you need to. And let's check them with the wand right quick. Are they all on? Yep, everybody's bound to it. Everybody's ready to go. Okay, let's start tossing some fuel out there. And now we got some mana production going on. Intense. Let them all burn up. There we go. They all got fuel. They're all passing mana to it. That should greatly speed things up for us. So somewhere I picked up some ingots. And then I did something with them. What did I do with them? There they are. Alright. Now we're good to start making some mana steel. There's one. There's two. And it's going to be a second before we can get that third one. In the meantime, we'll step nowhere, because I think I already have what I need right here. Yep. So the first thing we're going after is that assembly halo. Can't quite do it yet. Come on, guys. Let's go get a better fuel source for these things. Obviously, any item that has a higher burn time will burn for longer. Well, guess what? blocks of coal coke burn for a very, very, very long time. So we're going to take those blocks of coal coke and see what we can get done. Alright, so there's one for you, 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 one for you. I think that's everybody. 1, 2, 5, 6. Nope, need one more. Alright. We're ready to get that last block of mana steel. And it looks like we're almost ready to actually get our pearl as well. Where is that mana steel going? I'm going to bet it's going in that backpack. There it is. So there's some mana steel. Now we're just waiting on the pearl. Now, these things are used in tons of recipes. But I think there's a way to actually see. Yeah. So we need this much mana in the pool to be able to convert that. It's building, but it's going to be a minute. There it goes. I lied. Alright, so let's go get this crafting halo made. So mana steel around a crafting table. And where did it send the pearl to? That went to the hunter's. Well, I don't know what backpack it would have just sent that to. Oh, for some reason it went in that one. That's cool. Alright, so by putting this in there, we get our assembly halo. That thing is freaking awesome. Do you know why? Because now I can craft anywhere. This is a mobile crafting grid for me. I don't have to go over to my little crafting thing anymore. And not only that, whatever I craft in here, I can save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think I counted right, of the last recipes that I've done and craft them more quickly here. That's freaking awesome. That's fantastic. That makes me a happy guy. Keep in mind, you can also just sit here and burn up charcoal all day. And yes, these endo flames can be automated, which I will be doing soonish, probably not right this minute. Now the other thing that I would like to make early on with Botania is a ring, a very useful ring. And it is this Ring of Magentization. Now for a Ring of Magentization, we need 4 mana steel. Okay, let's go ahead and get that going first. Let's use up what mana we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we got 4 mana steel. Now it also showed that we were going to need some other stuff though. We're going to need to make this mana lens of magnetizing. To get that, we need 2 blocks of iron, no problem. Some gold, no problem. Some redstone, no problem. Then we need a mana lens. Mana lens is kind of a problem. 4 more mana steel ingots, 4 mana steel nuggets, and a quartz sphere. And a quartz sphere is going to take nether quartz. Therein lies the problem. We do not have access to nether quartz yet, because we have not opened the nether yet. Therefore, we're going to have to now open the nether. So let's see if we have the stuff to open the nether. Somewhere, not sure where, I should have some obsidian. You heading to bed, D? Have a great night, brother. Later, bub. So let's see if we can locate some obsidian right quick. Because I know I mined a bunch. Well, let's just look for this the easy way. Obsidian. Boom. Right there. There's obsidian in here. Love that mechanic. So I got some obsidian right here. I've got to figure out where I want to put my nether portal in. And I'm thinking, you know, I've already got my one portal sitting right there. I could probably just dig back directly behind it. And I don't have to leave these flowers here anymore. I can actually take those. I think I'm going to put my nether portal right back in here. So I can put doors on that and make sure that, you know, that the zombie pigmen don't get out into my world and all that stuff. So we need 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Let's put some obsidian down. And then, of course, we're going to need to go make our flint and steel. And I believe on this one we actually need flint and steel, not the iron variant. So let's grab a piece of steel. Flint and steel right there. Run out here right quick, and we will strike that, and that opens the portal to the nether. So our nether is now open. I'm going to go grab some quartz, and once I'm done grabbing the quartz, I'll bring you guys back on. And while we're gone, you know, hopefully this is going to build up a bit more mana for us and all that good stuff. Even if it's just through the passive means, we're still, you know, we're gaining mana, and that's what's important. But I'll bring you guys back after I get back with the quartz, and hopefully we can finish up this Ring of Magentization. So you guys on YouTube, I'll see you in just a bit. Alright, we are back, and I have gotten some nether quartz, and we've gotten some mana. We're ready to proceed with the next steps for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a piece of glass in here. It's going to come back as mana glass. We're going to take that mana glass and stick it in here with 4 nether quartz and 4 blocks of quartz. Now a block of quartz is just either these pure nether quartz or 4 regular quartz in a square. It's easy to make. And that's going to give us our quartz sphere. Ring of Magentization is where to go. Alright, so we're up to having the quartz sphere, so now we're going to need the rest of these mana steel. We already made 4, but we're going to need 4 more plus a nugget. 4 nuggets. So we technically need 5, so let's get that done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's grab those out of the miner's pack. We're going to need one of them turned into nuggets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that in. Cross these up. And there's our mana lens. Okay. Now, I also told you we were going to need some iron blocks. Let's grab those out. Used. We want to make this one. We need some redstone. Oops. I hate when it does that. And that gets us our mana lens. Lens of magnetizing. Okay, and then to finish it, we just need these other 4 mana steel ingots. There, and there, and that gives us our Ring of Magentization. Equipped in the ring slot, press divide to open the baubles menu. Okay, so divide. Here's the baubles menu. Boom. Now, the really cool thing about this ring is it makes it super easy, obviously, to pick things up. But it's controllable. It's been a long time since I used it, so forgive me if I make a few mistakes when I first started here. But things like mining something out of a ledge or out above your head, it's kind of far away and you can't reach it. That's no longer a problem. It's going to bring it straight to you now. And you can control whether that happens or not simply by holding shift. When I'm holding shift, the magnetization effect doesn't occur. If I release shift, it will go ahead and pick things up. So this makes it a lot easier just to blitz through an area, cleaning it from the floor as quickly as you can, and grabbing everything up. So now we're able to craft on the fly, which I didn't use and I should have just now. Forgive me. I forget I have it a lot of times in the beginning. And we're able to automatically vacuum up items very rapidly. And that's very nice. So with that done, we've kind of gotten our first steps taken in Botania. Now there are a lot of other nice items in Botania. So for example, one of them is the night vision. Amulet of the Night, right here. So this just takes some diamonds, some gold, some string, and a potion of night vision. And a potion of night vision, it's not too hard to make. Golden carrot, an awkward potion, get you a potion of night vision. Some nether wart, get you an awkward potion. Well, we can already do all of that, but that's from Runic Dungeons, as Clear Drago pointed out, not Botania. So I'm sorry. There was another necklace from Botania. I thought maybe I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I've done all the magic stuff. Apparently there's not. Anyways, there's a lot of other nice items in Botania that we're going to be getting to later. One of the best ones is the Traveler's, I think it's called. Where it's used to make the Traveler's sash. Traveler's boots. It's been so long since I've done this yet. The Traveler's boots are really nice. Boots of the Traveler are really nice. What is the one that I'm talking about? Oh, I know which one it is now. Hold on, let me go back to Botania. I couldn't remember what the graphic looked like to look it up. It just popped into my brain what it looked like again. Where are you? So here you have their pendants. Here's the tectonic girdle, the sojourner's sash. This thing is awesome, and I can't wait to get to that. But that's a long ways away because to get to that, we have to be able to make this impregnated leather and get these runes of air, and be able to make the boots of the traveler. And it's a long, drawn-out process, but we're going to be working towards that because it's a super awesome item. There's a lot of cool items in here. The Mana Steel tools, the Terra Steel armor and stuff. Botania is just a very good mod. And we're going to work our way through it bit by bit, piece by piece. We're also going to start doing some Thaumcraft before too long. But at this point, we're going to kind of drop back again and go back to machines for a minute. I want to get some machines going. So in the next couple of episodes, we're going to start looking at getting our thermionic fabricator and our carpenter from forestry up off the ground. We're also going to work on getting, we could already do RF generation thanks to the hobby steam engines that we found, but we'll probably start looking at some of the generators from extra utilities and then start moving towards our metal former and all of that good stuff. An assembly table, lasers, because, you know, those are kind of the backbones of all this now. So that's it for episode 5. I'm keeping it to a much shorter episode this time, just over 30 minutes. Hopefully the video quality is much higher for you guys. I know the first 4 episodes kind of were a little bit crappy, but I'm working really hard to get all of my streaming and video stuff set back up. I'll look at if I can bring the camera back into the YouTube video since I am recording from a different source now, and maybe the Twitch chat as well. I'll play with that tonight. So you're aware of the ones that are interested in Patreon, because that question always gets asked. I have overhauled my Patreon page. You're welcome to take a look if you'd like to donate. It's all up to you. I'm not asking for it. It's completely your decision. There's a link in the bottom. Do you? Otherwise, come back, hang out, leave comments, like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'm happy enough with that. You guys be good to one another. I'll see you in episode 6. Laters.